Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our preview for the Blacklist, Season 8, Episode 10. This is an episode entitled, seemingly, Dr. Laken Perillos. I say seemingly because I don't know how that is pronounced. They don't tell us these things in advance.
But what we do know is that she's going to be played by Laverne Cox, who I absolutely love from Orange is the New Black. If you've seen that, then you know why she's amazing. And if you haven't seen it, you're going to see why she's amazing.
I think she's going to be awesome in this episode. The Blacklist always does a pretty good job of casting these big-name guest stars for Blacklisters.
Yep.
I think this is going to be a very dangerous episode for Reddington and Dembe. We will get into that. We'll talk a little bit about sort of the Liz of it all as well.
And we'll talk about Amir and what he said about how many episodes are going to be this season, which was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, it was totally a surprise to me, but we'll definitely talk about that. But before we do, if you guys enjoy this video, remember, subscribe to the channel because we have a lot of interesting stuff coming up, including something more about Liz and her status that we're kind of already starting to work through in our heads.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of comments from you guys, also just our own sort of, where is Megan Boone? Why is she not on the show? What is she doing? Is she ever coming back? We're going to have a video about just that tomorrow. That's going to be all our theories about it, some of the stuff you guys have said of your theories about it, and we're just going to do some digging into what is actually going on.
Yeah, like there's a lot of interesting stuff
and
to
some
get
stuff
through.
that might be debunked.
Yeah, I think we've already got a couple of things we know that we can rule out, but what we can't rule out right now is Reddington and Dembe State in episode 10, because according to the synopsis for this episode, the two of them land in peril thanks to Townsend, who we've just met in the flesh.
Yep.
He is deploying this torture specialist who is going to use unorthodox methods, are there any other kind, in order to interrogate the two of them.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Reddington be tortured already.
Yeah.
I mean, he went through everything with Katerina. We've seen him deal with this stuff before. He has his own interrogator as well with Brimley. Is it gonna get worse than the goat?
Are there any other farm animals that are involved in this? Is Dr. Perillos gonna be like, all right, send in the sheep? Like, where is this going?
Yeah.
The promo focused mostly, though, on Dembe, and they sort of set this up that, Dembe was getting tormented and tortured, and what's gonna happen to him. We have already been on this, fear that Dembe is going to be killed off or something terrible is going to happen to him.
No, you are on that
Okay,
hill.
all right.
I have faith that he will stay on the show.
I'm hopeful now. I'm not as pessimistic as I was, which means it's probably just screwing him at this point. But, I think Dembe will make it through. This is actually kind of what I think is going to happen here.
Okay.
I feel like Reddington's going to find out Dembe is getting tortured, and then he's going to be like, whoa, if you're going to torture someone, torture me instead. I will come in if you let Dembe go.
Yeah, and I mean, Reddington, like I've said, has already gone through torture and different, interrogations and stuff like that. So it's possible that he can get through this as well. He's also sick. We don't know if he's, headed towards death, if he wants to, trade his life for Dembe's. I mean, I think he would.
Another thing we don't know is whether or not Dr. Perillos, can she be bought? Like, if you are Laverne Cox's character in this episode, let's say you start interrogating Reddington, and Reddington is like, you know what would be better than getting the answers from me? How about $50 million? Will she be like, okay, that sounds good to me. Hopefully Liz hasn't trained any other accounts and he can do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility. Probably not.
No, I don't think they're going to make it that easy.
That'd be a very short episode.
No, I know. It would be like, all right, that's that. Like, the thing that makes all this kind of perplexing is we don't know that much about Neville Townsend. Like, we don't know what kind of money he has. We don't know the full extent of his resources. We don't even know all of his purposes yet.
No, we really don't know very much about him. We've only seen him in the one episode. He's a little bit erratic. He was pretty quick to trust everything that Liz said, even with the recording. I mean, that recording could have been faked. He didn't actually verify any of this stuff. So I don't really know what he's looking for with this.
that's been the big question to me. You know, what is Townsend's endgame in all of this? And I think some of it is, as you just said, he just heard a message. That's it. It could have been faked. Maybe first and foremost, he wants the doctor here to use her skills to get some sort of confession out of Red that he's in 13 or that he's responsible for what happened to Townsend's family. Maybe that's the goal.
Yeah.
The thing is that we already know that the Townsend directive was set up in order to kill Katarina.
Yep.
If he wants to kill Reddington at this point, why not just do it? Like, are you like, okay, I need to get the answers first for sure so I can kill him?
Yeah, I assume that he's looking to get the answers. He doesn't know that he can really trust Liz, so that's what I think is going on, that he needs verification that Katarina's actually dead, because just hearing that and hearing a gunshot, I mean, this could be anything.
Neville, I'm going to talk to you as though you're a real character for a moment,
right,
and not some like fictional entity that probably I do not want to ever converse with. But okay, Neville, if you could do me a solid here, while you're interrogating Reddit, can you find out why he's keeping all these secrets? Like, it's great. Okay, maybe he's in 13, but what does in 13 really mean? We've already been on the hill that he's in 13, but in 13 probably isn't what everyone thinks that in 13 is.
Or at least tell us what his relationship to Liz is, so we can all move into the next chapter of the Blacklist. Because if Liz is not coming back to this show, then that mystery is kaput.
Yeah.
Just give us the answers on it so we can all move into whatever is next. Because for whatever this secret is, it was enough to destroy his relationship with Liz. So it must be really big, open up an even bigger mystery. So let's just get on with it.
Really? Yeah, it feels like there's clearly enough of a reason for Reddington to do everything that he's done that you might as well just get some things out of the way so we have a little bit of ground to stand on.
Yep.
But on the Liz front, once again, there are photos out there for this episode as of this recording.
Yep.
No Liz in any of them.
No, so she has been gone for weeks.
Yeah, weeks. Now, I'm going to propose my theory here on what's going to happen with this. I could be wrong. I will take a huge L if I am. This is the last episode, seemingly, before they go off on their NCAA tournament hiatus, provided that even still happens. Completely different subject. But I think that the Blacklist probably knew that they had a hiatus after this episode when they were getting it together. And they were like, let's end this episode with like a 1 or 2 minute scene showing Liz. She's back. We're all like, ah! And then they end the episode, and then we're left to wait.
Well, I hope that that's going to come true. I'm getting a little worried. I wasn't at first, but I'm starting to get more worried that we're not going to get too much into the where's Liz, because we're going to do the video on that. But I'm starting to get a little worried that they're testing the waters to see if the show can stand on its own, with maybe Cooper and Reddington being the back and forth that we were getting with Liz. But we'll talk more about that at a later date. But we will talk about Amir and him saying that there's actually going to be 22 episodes this season. He just put that on Twitter? The other day.
He responded to somebody on Twitter saying that. And I was shocked by it, because most shows this season are not doing anywhere close to that. Like, I think most of them on CBS are doing 16 or 18 episodes. And the Blacklist started production really late. So unless they are like moving at the speed of light through these episodes, they're probably going to have to extend production later than they usually end up doing it. And I don't know what that means in terms of like when things are going to air or if things are going to be saved for down the road. I just really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, down here in Los Angeles, we did have another sort of lockdown here where production stopped for a little while, and that hasn't really happened over in New York where they're shooting. So they may have just been able to really amp up and get through stuff a little bit faster.
One of the things the Blacklist probably has going for it, I think in a way that some shows don't, is they do, we have a lot of that. We have some outdoor scenes here or there. The stuff with Anne is a good example of that. But they do a lot of stuff indoors. They could probably just hit a couple of sets, be like, okay, we're doing a lot of stuff down here in the post office or whatever else. Maybe that's how they're going to find a way to make it work, but it was curious to know that. We're going to keep our eyes peeled for more on exactly what that means, but we got a lot to go this season. We have a season 9 already.
22 22 episodes. I'm really shocked by this. I'm happy, but I'm really shocked that they're able to get this together.
I'm totally shocked.
I hope it's really true. And I'm not saying that Amir is not right, because if anyone's going to know, it's going to be him. But what I mean by that is I hope that nothing else happens that shuts them down, that they're actually able to get through all those episodes the way that they're planning.
Yeah, like, we want a proper end to this season where they don't have to, like, go in and, like, half animate it or, like, put some little thing on the end or whatever else.
Yeah, or just not give us the whole season, because if they, knock on wood, have to shut down again.
All right, well, let's hear from you guys. What do you want to see on the Blacklist Season 8, Episode 10? Because this is the last episode before a hiatus. Are you expecting a big cliffhanger? And if so, what could it be? Let us know. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, of course. Give us a like and support us further. We have links in the description to the store as well as our Patreon. We'll see you here next time.